Good evening. I go by the name of Cheszerae, a.k.a. Miss Harlem Brown Eyes. I'll be feeling good tonight. I just want you to vibe with me. I'm wishing on a star to follow where you are. I'm wishing on a dream to find out what it means. And I'm wishing on the rainbows that I see. And I'm wishing on the people who really dream. And I'm wishing on tomorrow rain, it'll come. And I'm wishing on the loving we've ever done. I never thought I'd see a time when you would be.
This is dralvin.com, the business of wisdom, where world leaders and thinkers do come to chat. We just listened to the extraordinary music of Cheszerae. She is an extraordinary young lady. One of the benefits, if you haven't done it yet, of being on Facebook is you get to meet some extraordinary people from all over the world. And this extraordinary young lady hails from Harlem, but her life is on the road all over the world sharing her extraordinary music. So first of all, Cheszerae, tell me, why did you choose to do your rendition of Wishing Upon a Star?
Well, I believe that the song, it spoke to my heart, and I figured that I can give another part of myself by doing a cover song. And so I know that it was a song that was very, very well known back in some time, and I felt that I can bring a new taste to it, and also to keep that legacy living, so to speak.
So as you know, when you do something like that, you know, for example, Sunday when I'm watching the football game, I'm watching Alicia Keys do the the Star Spangled Banner. I'm thinking about, you know, is she going to do a Whitney? Is she going to do a Marvin Gaye or some other performance that I'm going to remember? When you think about your interpretation of a cover song, what do you do to make it uniquely you, opposed to someone thinking about the other person that perhaps initiated the song?
Well, I think it's from the perspective of you give that respect to a person who's created original music. It's a matter of showing that you have found that connection with the song. However, you're just creating this atmosphere where people can really hear what you can bring to the table, so to speak.
What has been the role of spirituality or faith in your life? Because you do openly talk about your belief and faith in God.
I'm not ashamed to be a believer and a worshiper of God, and I was saved at a very young age at 13, but I really think that it wasn't until I was 21 where I started recognizing the beautiful grace of God, and I feel that He's moved in my life and that this is a point where I am to be that example. I feel that I was put on earth for a purpose in this time and era, and it's not really in my place to question why. It's in my place to do.
So, but also, you have not been ashamed to show your physique, and you present a classic, sexy style. What in the world is that?
Well, thank you for that compliment. And I would like to just, say out there to young women particularly that I think that man has perverted religion. I think that we have a lot of, expectations that are false, and it's not a matter of feeling that you can't be who you are, to be beautiful, but I really feel that you should be beautiful in a tasteful way where if you do wear a dress, it can actually show some of your shape, but you don't have to be this person like a video vixen, for example. I mean, we don't have to go to that extreme, but I think classiness has always been an attribute and a quality of women throughout history, and I plan on living in that example and continuing it.
Another thing that I admire about you as a young lady is that you believe in self-determination, and you've taken control of your own career. Well, first, before we get into your career, do you play instruments, and where did you learn how to sing?
I currently am learning how to play the piano, so I'm putting it out there, and that's one of my goals to complete very soon. I started singing as a hobby when I was in elementary school, and I found myself, jumping from choir to choir, and it was very interesting to me. Funny thing is that I was in college and I studied history and a minor in political science, so it really had anything to do with music. But as I, started recognizing that, music and we have this very, very strong connection, it just came naturally. So I didn't really learn how to sing. I wasn't necessarily trained how to sing, and I just believe that God blesses us with different types of talents and gifts, and they're supposed to be used in certain realms.
Now, back to the old soul and the question I just asked. By you being an old soul, you're not sitting around waiting for someone to control your destiny. You're taking charge by having your own production company. Tell me about your enterprises.
Absolutely. I feel that I have a very strong passion for independent work, for entrepreneurship, and I was driven along the basis of learning how to implement ideas and be innovative.
As a young person, you inspired me because, even though we have been Facebook friends until recently, I didn't, get in contact with personally, but I've admired the way you've conducted yourself, and it always seems like you have defined success for yourself. How do you define success? Do you feel that you're successful at what you do?
I feel that I am successful in what I do. I feel that I will be more successful in what I do. I feel that success is ultimately the wealth of your spirit. It's not about how much money you make. It's not about how famous you're going to become. I think being famous, for example, shouldn't be a goal for a lot of people. I think that success is basically the name brand that you have tattooed on your chest, so to speak, where people see that you are of good character. I feel that once you have that character in place, then your talent comes secondly, and then the success will actually deem you as a person to be in that realm.
So another 1,000 years from now, when we go through the history books or the relics and the fossils of this year here, 2013, what do you want people to say when they mention the name Cheszerae?
That I color the world with my aura. That is my saying. I color the world with my aura, meaning that I'm leaving an impact of being a beam of light to our younger generation, even to older generations. I want to be remembered as a person who made a move, literally just walked my path. And it sounds like a very, typical statement, so to speak, but I think that most people will see it through my actions and based on the research that they will see about me, and they'll see it in my children's children, and et cetera.
Don't forget to tell us about any website, Facebook, et cetera, to be a part of your world.
Okay, so I'm pretty much like all over the social networking sites, and I would like to emphasize that some of them are under construction because I really want to come back with this new melodic renovation. But I can be reached at twitter.com/Cheszerae. I can be reached on my music website at www.cheszerae.com. I am also on Facebook, which people can simply type in my name. And I have a blog where I do inspirational writing. And that blog is called theprettyproducer.com. And they also can subscribe to me on YouTube. So basically, if anyone Googles my name, they can find all my sites.
Won't you spell your name to make sure they get it correct?
Absolutely. Thank you. It's Chezerae. Cheszerae.
Well, thank you so very much for what you have been doing. As I said, by being a Facebook friend, I've admired the great work you've done. You've inspired me and others, and you continue to have a remarkable and amazing day, okay?
Thank you, Dr. Jones, and you do as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is Custom Fitted Shoes.
You ready? Let's get it.
Yeah, I'ma rock it out. In my custom fitted shoes. Yeah, that's what I'm all about.
So a lot of people like to get up on a track and they say, oh, well, I don't want to talk about those people who hating on me. Oh, no. This song is especially dedicated to haters like you. And please, no pictures.
Got them haters talking over